up, Lions Nation? It's Tank and Mike for Lions Chalk Talk. It is a foggy day out and about, but I tell you what, it's going to be foggy in San Francisco too, as the Lions roar into San Francisco. Mike, you excited for the game?
No, I am. The fog should be, worn off by 6:30 p.m. Kickoff, so it should be good. Weather should be decent, so they shouldn't have to worry about, the reporter down in Tampa asking about the weather being a factor.
Yeah, right.
But it'll be similar, not quite the dome atmosphere. However, I'm excited for the Lions. I think they have a great opportunity ahead of them, and this is just one more step in the right direction to get to the ultimate goal.
Lions Nation, this is what you've been waiting for 30 years. And kudos to Coach Dan Campbell and the leadership there in Detroit. Mike, Coach Campbell got a great award today, but you don't think he's done yet?
No, he's got obviously the NFC Coach of the Year award. I think he's deserving of the NFL Coach of the Year award. What he's done with Detroit in the past 3 seasons and how he's changed things, how he's changed the culture, how he's got those guys believing, how he's taken on the identity of the city in itself. That's why the Detroit fans are so proud of their Lions. The whole team has completely taken on that blue-collar work ethic. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on putting one foot in front of the other and just finding a way to get it done.
All right, as we look at the matchup between the 49'ERS of San Francisco and Detroit Lions, this explosive Detroit Lions offense. Well, Mike, it's literally a battle of number 2 and 3 of the best offenses in the league. How do you see the Lions offense matching up against, the Niners?
Well, they've got one of the best D lines, one of the best pass rushes in the league. You got Bosa and newly acquired Chase Young. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to get that ball quick. Also, potentially the best NFL linebacker in the game with Warner. He is. You love his style of play. You love how he plays the game. He studies the game. He's a natural leader.
How do you neutralize him?
And he's a guy that could totally suit up for the Detroit Lions. He would take on that identity and be a perfect guy.
How do you neutralize him, Mike?
You gotta get that big O lineman getting out there. Make sure that you got to get to that second level in the blocking. Last week when the Lions played the Bucs, early in the game you saw a penalty, and I was like, wait, what is going on? What they called defensive holding, not on a pass play, but on a run play. Yeah. And then they show it.
Oh, it was blatant,
and
man.
It was the D lineman was grabbing the center guard. I forget who it was. They were grabbing, trying to not allow him to get up to the linebacker to that second level. That's what I think San Fran's going to try to do. You have to be able to slow down that pass rush. So either run right at Bosa, run right at Young, but at the same time, get up to that second level and try to get a body on Fred Warner. You don't want him running free. That guy can run sideline to sideline. He can cover. He can do it all. However, you got to utilize that play action pass. You got to get 1 or 2 steps for him to step up, think it's run. You got to get that run game going early. Make sure he jumps in there. Hey, it's run. Nope. Now you pull it out. Now you got Amon-Ra St. Brown on that second level in between, above the linebackers, in front of the safeties, or you got Jamison Williams blowing off the top coverage. You got Josh Reynolds, just weaving his way through the coverage, and then you got Sam Laporta working through. So you got to get that run game going early, and you have to utilize the play action pass. And one thing the Lions do is when they utilize that play action pass, one, it slows down the pass rush, but Goff does a very nice job of coming off that fake and then still getting the ball out quick. He doesn't hold on to it very long. So I think that is the key, is getting that ball out quick, slowing down that pass rush, kind of taking away the morale. You're like, I'm going to get a sack. Man, he's getting the ball out so quick. What's the point of me rushing? And then eventually, then you can take your shots downfield. But it's going to be a tough task, but I think they match up well. You got Montgomery, who's a little bit of a thumper, the pounder. Then you got Gibbs, and you saw what he can do.
Oh.
You get that little one-on-one on the safety. That safety had no chance. Gibbs just, little shake, and he's gone. You can't catch him. I would love to see with Jamison Williams and Gibbs, maybe in the off season, I would love to see a charity, 100-yard dash between both of them, because there's so much speed on that team. But again, back to the run, rely on that O-line. You got to love what Ragnow did this past week, playing on a sprained ankle,
pure heart,
MCL,
pure heart.
And then the fight on the goal line on 4th and 1.
The fight,
4th and 2.
Up into here fighting.
And so
that's old school football.
But that's the identity of the Detroit Lions. And when you do that, the whole team, that just lifts them up to another level. Love Jared Goff, how he's playing. I love what he's been through, and just never complain and keeps on playing hard. Even drafting a guy, Hendon Hooker, in the 3rd round to maybe develop it for the future, didn't faze him. I'm going to come out. This is my team, and I'm going to take this team to the Super Bowl.
When you look at the matchup, I think it's the matchup of the week. Mike's talking about the front rush of the 49ers against arguably the best offensive line in the league right now. We all love the pass game. We all love the splash play. But the old tanker here, I love Ragnow getting in there, fighting with the offensive line. To me, that's going to be the art form that defines this game for the Lions offensively this week. Hopefully Ragnow is healthy going into it. Laporta seems to be getting healthier every week, but that battle up front this week is going to be absolutely epic. As Mike mentioned, getting those play action, it's almost an art form for Goff. The way he does it, it is so smooth.
Well, most teams, when they do that play action, they get back, they hold the ball, they push the ball downfield a little deeper. Detroit will take their shots down the field, and they will do those chunk plays, 20, 30, 40 yards downfield, those deep crossers. They'll go for their post shots. However, they will still utilize the play action and then take maybe a 10 or an 8-yard stop route, a dig route, a spear route, quick in-breaking route. He gets his eyes around so fast, and he knows where that receiver is going to be. What that does is it forces the other team's safeties to come up inside, and then what that does is open up the top with Jamison Williams or Josh Reynolds or a guy like that.
Before we went on air, Mike and I were talking about the necessity of a very creative and innovative offensive coordinator. I mean, he's got it going on, man. He's got all the tools there that he needs to cook with, but that is one smart cookie.
I love what he's doing. Last year he had some head coaches interviews, and eventually he stopped and said, you know what, I want to be a part of the Lions organization. I want to stay here. I want to see this through. I know he's kind of the hot name right now, as well as Aaron Glenn. I'm hoping that no one tries to steal them or pluck them away, because I love this staff. I love the coordinators. I love what Dan Campbell has done. He's got a lot of former players. I love the creativity across the board on both offense and defense, and how they both mix things up. 2 weeks ago against the Rams, you saw the Lions do a lot more heavy pressure with Aaron Glenn. This week they did a little bit more too high safety to try and confuse Baker, take away those receivers. Tampa didn't have the running attack that other teams have. So I love the creativity. I just hope they keep them around and potentially, get to the Super Bowl this year, maybe win it, but then build off of that for the next few years to come. I'm not ready for those guys to leave town yet. Hopefully they see their value as well. There was a rumor that Ben Johnson asked for $15 million to become a head coach. He should be asking for $20 million, because the Lions should just up his salary a little bit. How much money do you need if you're coaching football and you love the game every day? Yeah, you're going to take care of your family, but let's give him a little extra. Let's give him a little extra change. Keep him in Detroit, for the next 4 or 5 years, and eventually down the road he can leave. But right
after
now,
we hang the world championship banner,
of course.
All right, Lions fans, offensively speaking. Number one, if you're at Connors, I'd love this game. Alex Karras would love this game, because it's going to come down to a defensive-offensive line battle, and it's going to be beautiful in a George Patton way. You remember General George Patton? Yeah, baby. Then secondly, this symphony that is the 3rd best offense in the league, I look for them to perform at a very high level this week. All right, Lions Nation, we'll see you in Frisco.